Anonymous have just revealed that the TSA is quietly rolling out facial recognition technology to 400 US companies. The implementation of facial recognition screening in airports will soon become a reality for Americans, with a new program gradually introducing this technology at 400 different locations throughout the United States. This initiative, which is being discreetly rolled out, aims to enhance security measures and streamline the airport screening process. The Transportation Security Administration is currently in the initial phases of incorporating automated facial recognition technology into its existing systems, which are designed to authenticate travelers' identification documents. The enhancement being introduced, purportedly designed to collect only essential data, will cross-reference the individual's facial features with their official identification, flight particulars, and security clearance. This facial recognition technology is currently operational at 25 different airports across the region. This advanced system not only verifies the traveler's identity efficiently, but also validates their flight details and security clearance status seamlessly. Anonymous pointed out that one of the most significant disadvantages of facial recognition technology is its potential to infringe upon individual privacy rights. These new facial recognition systems are capable of capturing and analyzing biometric data, including facial features and characteristics, without individuals' consent or knowledge. And this raises concerns about unauthorized surveillance, tracking, and profiling of individuals' movements and activities. In a society where privacy is increasingly valued, the indiscriminate use of facial recognition technology by governments, law enforcement agencies, and private companies has sparked controversy and legal challenges. Anonymous argue that facial recognition poses a threat to civil liberties and democratic principles, undermining individuals' rights to privacy, autonomy, and freedom of expression. Facial recognition technology also poses security risks and vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malicious actors. The collection and storage of biometric data in centralized databases create potential targets for hackers and cybercriminals seeking to access sensitive information or manipulate facial recognition systems for illicit purposes. The Transportation Security Administration promotes this initiative as a means to enhance the efficacy and productivity of security measures. In contrast, some officials within the US government view it as laying the groundwork for the establishment of a pervasive national surveillance system. The Transportation Security Administration representative shared with news outlets that the introduction of facial recognition technology has significantly boosted the efficiency and effectiveness of security protocols. Furthermore, the spokesperson emphasized that this innovative technology not only enhances security measures, but also elevates the overall passenger experience. The individual emphasized that the technological advancement offers a substantial boost in security measures, particularly considering the critical role of identity verification in ensuring robust transportation security. The Transportation Security Administration has refrained from disclosing the specific airports slated to receive facial recognition screening as a security measure. The initiative drew the interest of legislators back in February of the previous year, when the Transportation Security Administration commenced the implementation of facial recognition technology in specific airports across the United States. This strategic move by the TSA aimed to enhance security measures and streamline passenger processing procedures. Senator Edward Markey of Massachusetts emphasized the importance of ensuring that passengers are not put in a position where they have to compromise either their safety or their privacy while traveling, particularly in light of the TSA's recent implementation. The TSA initiative serves as a foundational step towards a potential scenario where a comprehensive nationwide surveillance system could be established. In a society where privacy and freedom are fundamental national values, entrusting any government with excessive power poses a grave threat. The delicate balance between governmental authority and individual rights is crucial to uphold the essence of democracy and personal liberty. Senate members wrote a letter addressed to the Transportation Security Administration, urging the organization to discontinue the use of facial recognition technology. The senators expressed concerns that the implementation of this technology could potentially worsen highlighted issues. Moreover, they highlighted the potential risks to Americans' safety and security if the biometric data collected were to be accessed by unauthorized individuals or private corporations. The senators emphasized the importance of safeguarding citizens' privacy and preventing any misuse of sensitive biometric information. Congressional lawmakers took their concerns one step further in November by denouncing facial recognition screenings at airports and a proposed bipartisan Traveler Privacy Protection Act to prevent the TSA from collecting facial biometric data. Senator John Kennedy said that every day, TSA scans thousands of Americans' faces without their permission and without making it clear that travelers can opt out of the invasive screening. Despite numerous appeals for the Transportation Security Administration to cease its objectionable utilization of facial recognition technologies, the agency has persistently broadened its deployment throughout various regions in the nation. This ongoing expansion of facial recognition technology by the TSA has raised concerns among privacy advocates and civil liberties groups. Travelers must have the freedom to travel by air without compromising their fundamental right to privacy, which should not be treated as just another piece of baggage. If the Traveler Privacy Protection Act is approved, a mandate would be imposed on the Transportation Security Administration to promptly cease its facial recognition initiative and eliminate all biometric information within a time frame of 3 months. Kennedy expressed his disbelief at the TSA's decision to further develop its intrusive facial recognition initiative, despite reservations from Congress. He highlighted the agency's attempt to ignore legitimate privacy worries by emphasizing that citizens' concerns regarding their privacy remain steadfast. The situation raises questions about the TSA's priorities and disregard for public sentiments. Moreover, Kennedy's remarks underscore the tension between governmental security measures and individual rights, signaling a crucial need for a balanced approach that respects both security needs and personal privacy. The Transportation Security Administration has clarified that the facial recognition software implemented will not retain any data utilized during the verification process, nor will it be employed for surveillance or law enforcement objectives. The Transportation Security Administration official informed NextGov that the agency is in the initial phases of incorporating automated facial recognition technology to enhance the existing credential authentication technology devices that were implemented a few years ago. The integration of automated facial recognition capabilities is seen as a significant advancement in the agency's efforts to enhance security measures and improve verification processes at security checkpoints. At the airports, travelers will encounter prominent signs at the screening area entrance, informing them about the utilization of facial recognition technology. Additionally, these notices will provide reassurance to travelers by guaranteeing that the airport system does not retain or preserve any individual's data following a successful identification match. This measure aims to enhance security protocols while also ensuring passenger privacy and data protection. The TSA fact sheet emphasized that the sole exemption would occur in a limited testing environment for evaluation of the effectiveness of the technology. This exception pertains to specific scenarios where the technology is being rigorously assessed to determine its efficacy. The facial recognition technology is created using CAT scanners, which take real-time pictures and compare the photo to the person's photo ID. The system employs sophisticated artificial intelligence models that have been trained to develop a biometric template based on the unique facial characteristics of an individual. This template is then utilized to make a comparison with the facial traits depicted in a different image. The United States government lacks specific guidance, regulation, or legislation to effectively control the use of facial recognition technology, leading to concerns regarding potential infringements on human rights, privacy violations, and encroachments on civil liberties. In the previous year, the Transportation Security Administration disclosed that it successfully conducted security screenings for an unprecedented total of over 858 million travelers, translating to a daily average of 2.4 million passengers. This noteworthy figure underscores the immense volume of individuals passing through security checkpoints on a daily basis. In recent years, advancements in technology have enabled governments around the world to deploy sophisticated surveillance tools to monitor and track individuals' activities, both online and offline. From mass surveillance programs to location tracking and social media monitoring, governments have increasingly relied on surveillance to gather intelligence, investigate crimes, and maintain social control. However, the expansion of government surveillance has raised concerns about the erosion of privacy rights and the potential for abuse of power. Anonymous has been quick to highlight the dangers of unchecked surveillance, warning people about the risks of living in a surveillance state where individuals' every move is monitored and tracked by the government. One of the primary ways in which Anonymous warns people about government tracking is by exposing and raising awareness about surveillance programs and practices. Through data leaks, whistleblowing, and online activism, Anonymous has uncovered numerous instances of government surveillance and provided evidence of mass surveillance programs conducted by intelligence agencies such as the NSA and CIA. For example, in 2013, former NSA contractor Edward Snowden leaked classified documents revealing the extent of the NSA's global surveillance apparatus, including the PRISM program, which collected vast amounts of data from major tech companies. Anonymous played a crucial role in disseminating this information to the public, raising awareness about the scale and scope of government surveillance. In addition to exposing government surveillance programs, Anonymous also educates the public about the dangers of surveillance and provides guidance on how individuals can protect their privacy and digital rights. Through online forums, social media channels, and informational resources, Anonymous shares tips and tools for safeguarding personal information and resisting government tracking. Anonymous encourages individuals to use encryption, secure communication channels, and privacy-enhancing technologies to protect themselves from surveillance and maintain anonymity online. By empowering people with knowledge and resources, Anonymous aims to counteract government surveillance and promote a culture of privacy and digital freedom. Another way in which Anonymous warns people about government tracking is by challenging government overreach and advocating for legal and policy reforms to protect privacy rights. Anonymous organizes protests, petitions, and campaigns to raise awareness about surveillance issues and pressure governments to enact meaningful reforms. Anonymous calls for increased transparency, accountability, and oversight of government surveillance programs, as well as stricter limits on the collection and use of personal data. By holding governments accountable for their surveillance practices, Anonymous seeks to protect individuals' rights to privacy and freedom of expression in the digital age. As of right now, Anonymous plays a crucial role in warning people about government surveillance and tracking of individuals. Through exposing surveillance programs, educating the public, and challenging government overreach, Anonymous raises awareness about the dangers of unchecked surveillance and advocates for privacy rights and digital freedom. In the ancient city of Jerusalem, where history and spirituality intertwine, a profound event was about to unfold, one that would ignite curiosity and wonder across the world. It was a tranquil day, with the golden sun lighting up the ancient walls. Amidst the sunlight, a small group of friends sat atop a rooftop terrace, savoring the view of the Dome of the Rock, an iconic symbol of the city's rich religious heritage. Among them was a young archaeologist with an insatiable thirst for uncovering ancient mysteries. He had come to Jerusalem, drawn by the allure of its history and the echoes of stories whispered by the ancient stones. As the friends chatted and laughed, their attention was suddenly drawn to a peculiar light in the sky. It glowed with an otherworldly luminescence, emanating from what appeared to be a cross-shaped object, hovering silently over the Dome of the Rock. The group fell into a stunned silence as they gazed at the enigmatic sight above them. One of the friends questioned whether it was a drone or some sort of new aircraft, but it was clear to everyone that this was no ordinary aircraft. The object seemed to be suspended effortlessly in the air, its four arms extending symmetrically like a celestial cross. The light it emitted was mesmerizing, casting an ethereal glow upon the ancient architecture below. One of the friends reached for his camera and began capturing the event. He knew this was an extraordinary sight, one that only comes around once in a lifetime. As he focused his lens on the enigmatic object, he couldn't shake the feeling that this was not a mere coincidence. There was a sense of purpose in the way the object hovered above the Dome of the Rock, as if it carried a message from the heavens. The man said that the cross-shaped object hovering above Jerusalem left all of them in awe, causing them to question the object's origins. The fact this cross was seen in the holy city made some of them question whether this was a divine encounter. Interestingly enough, throughout human history, across various cultures and religions, individuals have reported profound encounters with the divine. These experiences, often described as mystical or spiritual, transcend the boundaries of the physical world, leaving lasting impressions on the lives of those who undergo them. Divine encounters refer to extraordinary experiences in which individuals claim to have interacted with a higher power, deity, or spiritual presence. These encounters often occur in moments of prayer, meditation, fasting, or during religious ceremonies. Accounts of divine encounters are deeply personal and subjective, yet they often carry a profound sense of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Divine encounters manifest in various forms, each reflecting the cultural and religious context in which they occur. Some individuals report seeing visions or hearing celestial voices, while others describe a deep sense of unity and connection with the divine. Some encounters result in a heightened state of consciousness, leading to insights and revelations about the nature of reality and existence. As of right now, the friends that encountered the glowing cross above the dome of the rock were left with more questions than answers. However, some of the friends noted that they felt complete peace while looking at the object, and said that this encounter changed their outlook on life. Oddly enough, this isn't the first time that a mysterious cross-shaped object has been witnessed. The skies have long been a canvas for mysterious sightings, from unidentified objects to unexplained aerial phenomena. Among the myriad of reports, one intriguing and lesser-known category is cross-shaped objects. Witnesses have described these enigmatic objects as having a distinct cross-like structure. While conventional sightings often describe disc-shaped or triangular objects, accounts of cross-shaped objects represent a unique anomaly. Witnesses report seeing objects that appear to have a central body or hub with 4 elongated arms radiating outwards, forming a cross-like configuration. These sightings have occurred in various parts of the world, and they share common features, such as their apparent ability to maneuver silently and with remarkable agility. Witnesses also often describe these cross-shaped objects as glowing or emitting various colors of light. Cross-shaped sightings are not a recent phenomenon. Historical records reveal accounts of similar objects witnessed in the skies centuries ago. For example, in ancient texts and religious scriptures, there are references to celestial beings or divine vehicles with cross-like attributes. These accounts have sparked speculation about possible connections between modern sightings and ancient encounters. The modern era has seen its share of cross-shaped objects reported by credible witnesses, including pilots, military personnel, and civilians. These sightings have been documented by governments, aviation authorities, and research organizations. One noteworthy example is the 1990 sighting in Belgium, where multiple witnesses reported a large cross-shaped object hovering silently in the sky. The incident was investigated by the Belgian military and garnered significant media attention, sparking public interest in cross-shaped objects. As with most sightings, theories attempting to explain these cross-shaped objects vary widely. Skeptics argue that these sightings could be the result of misidentifications of natural phenomena, such as meteors, aircraft, or conventional drones. However, many witnesses maintain that the objects they saw behaved in ways inconsistent with conventional aircraft or natural phenomena. Some researchers propose more exotic explanations, including advanced military technology, experimental aircraft, or even extraterrestrial visitation. One prevailing theory is that these cross-shaped objects could be secret military aircraft or advanced experimental vehicles. Governments worldwide invest heavily in classified defense projects, and the existence of cutting-edge technology often remains hidden from the public. It is possible that some sightings are, in fact, experimental aircraft undergoing test flights. Such secrecy surrounding military projects could explain the lack of official acknowledgement or detailed public information about these sightings. The advanced hypothesis remains a captivating and controversial theory surrounding these sightings, including those of cross-shaped objects. Advocates of this hypothesis argue that some unidentified objects are piloted by intelligent beings from other planets or dimensions, visiting Earth for various purposes. The distinct shape and behavior of these cross-shaped objects, according to proponents of this hypothesis, suggest advanced propulsion systems and technology beyond our current understanding. They point to similarities between these sightings and those described in ancient texts, suggesting possible connections between historical accounts and modern encounters. The term unexplained aerial phenomena has gained traction in recent years as a more scientifically neutral alternative to unidentified flying objects. UAP refers to unidentified objects or phenomena observed in the sky that do not have an immediately apparent conventional explanation. Cross-shaped sightings fall under the UAP category, as they remain unexplained by conventional means. Unidentified objects have captured the world's imagination for decades, and sightings of these enigmatic aerial phenomena have been reported in various locations across the globe. Among the most intriguing and well-documented sightings are those that occurred above Jerusalem, the ancient and holy city that holds immense significance for three major world religions. One of the most notable and widely discussed incidents in Jerusalem is the mysterious glowing objects that have been seen all throughout the area. There isn't one specific incident, as travelers and locals have reported seeing these mysterious objects for several decades now. Several eyewitnesses have reported seeing bright lights descending over the Dome of the Rock, a revered Islamic shrine in the heart of Jerusalem's old city. The lights are said to hover briefly before shooting upwards at high speed, disappearing into the night sky. Witnesses who saw the event claim that these objects are genuine and claimed that they saw the incident with their own eyes. Witnesses described them as a glowing orb-like object, emitting a powerful light. Some reported seeing multiple orbs moving in unusual patterns before the main light took off. The Jerusalem incident was not the first reported sighting in the city. There have been other accounts of unidentified objects in the skies above Jerusalem throughout history. Some historians suggest that ancient texts and religious scriptures may contain references to celestial events or beings that could be interpreted as unidentified objects. The Jerusalem incident took place in a city deeply rooted in religious history and symbolism. Consequently, these mysterious sightings above the Dome of the Rock generated intense discussions about the possible theological implications of unidentified objects. Some interpreted the event as a sign from a higher power or a message to humanity. Others viewed it as a reflection of humanity's fascination with the unknown and a reminder of the vastness of the universe. As with many sightings, theories attempting to explain the Jerusalem incident span a wide spectrum. Skeptics propose conventional explanations, such as drones, helicopters, or Chinese lanterns, which are often released during celebrations and can resemble glowing orbs from a distance. The lack of radar evidence or official confirmation from aviation authorities has led some to question the authenticity of the incident. However, proponents of the unidentified object hypothesis point to the consistency of multiple witness accounts and the peculiar flight pattern as evidence supporting the existence of an unidentified object. Despite investigations and analyses, the Jerusalem incident remains an unresolved mystery. Skeptics and believers alike continue to debate its nature and authenticity, illustrating the enduring fascination and allure of unidentified object sightings. The lack of definitive answers regarding the origin and intent of the object allows room for speculation and contemplation. The Jerusalem incident serves as a reminder of humanity's enduring curiosity about the cosmos and the possibility of encountering other intelligent life beyond Earth. The Bible, one of the most revered and influential texts in human history, is rich with stories of divine encounters, celestial phenomena, and awe-inspiring events. Throughout the millennia, scholars, theologians, and enthusiasts have explored various interpretations of these biblical accounts. Among the intriguing possibilities are theories that some of these events could be perceived as early unidentified object sightings. The Nativity story in the Gospel of Matthew recounts the appearance of a mysterious star that guided the three wise men to the birthplace of Jesus Christ. The star's behavior, including its ability to move, stop, and guide the wise men, has sparked speculation about whether it was a celestial object or an unidentified object. Some researchers suggest that the Star of Bethlehem may have been an unidentified object, attributing its unique characteristics to advanced technology. They propose that advanced beings could have used the object to signal or guide the Magi to witness the birth of Jesus. The book of Ezekiel in the Old Testament contains a vision of a wheel within a wheel that the prophet Ezekiel witnessed in the sky. The description of the object, with its appearance of glowing metal and spinning wheels, has led some researchers to interpret it as an unidentified object sighting. Researchers propose that Ezekiel's vision may have been an encounter with an advanced aircraft. They point to similarities between Ezekiel's description and modern accounts, suggesting that the prophet may have witnessed advanced technology beyond his comprehension. Interpreting biblical events as mysterious sightings is a thought-provoking area of study. While mainstream biblical scholarship tends to interpret these events in a religious or metaphorical context, some enthusiasts propose alternative explanations. They suggest that advanced technology or advanced encounters could account for some of the extraordinary events described in the Bible. It is essential to recognize that these interpretations exist alongside diverse perspectives on the Bible's meaning and significance. They add another layer of complexity to the already multifaceted tapestry of human interpretations of sacred texts. The intersection of ancient religious texts raises compelling questions about the mysteries of the universe and the possibility of encountering intelligent life beyond Earth. Whether one embraces these interpretations as a plausible explanation or approaches them with skepticism, they offer a fascinating glimpse into the ways in which human curiosity and imagination continue to engage with ancient mysteries and the enigmatic realm of unidentified objects. Amidst the mist-covered waters of Loch Ness, a man found himself on an unforgettable vacation. He described in his post that he had travelled across the world to the Scottish Highlands, drawn by the allure of the loch and the stories that had woven themselves into the fabric of local lore. The man said that he had always been fascinated by tales of mythical beasts and uncharted mysteries. As he set foot in the town of Inverness, the gateway to Loch Ness, he was captivated by the air of anticipation that enveloped the region. Stories of Nessie, the enigmatic creature that had eluded discovery for centuries, were whispered by locals and shared among travellers. One morning, he decided to embark on a solitary adventure. Hours passed as the man navigated the loch, his eyes scanning the water's surface for any sign of movement. Just as he was contemplating heading back to shore, he noticed a series of ripples breaking the stillness of the loch. As he steadied his camera, his lens captured an astonishing sight. Emerging from the water's depths was a long, sinuous shape, a form that bore an uncanny resemblance to the descriptions of Nessie passed down through generations. The creature's head couldn't be seen, but a large round body could be seen protruding from the water. The moments lasted no more than 10 seconds, but luckily, he was able to capture a clear photograph. The man said that he marveled at the realization that he was experiencing a moment that had eluded countless others. As suddenly as it had appeared, Nessie began to submerge beneath the water's surface. He continued to watch in awe as the ripples dissipated, and the loch returned to its serene state. He stayed looking for several more hours, but said that the creature never returned. The first mention of a submerged water beast residing within the area comes from ancient Pictish carvings, made by the Pictish people native to the region, that are dated to have been created as early as 500 AD. Many researchers have claimed the water beast carving to be a mention of the Loch Ness monster. However, images of the water beast do not seem to match expected designs of the creature, and so it is uncertain whether or not this is a reference to Nessie. The Pictish water beast carvings are known to account for 40% of all Pictish carvings, signifying great importance or emotion surrounding the existence of the creature residing within the area of Loch Ness. The first recorded direct encounter with a water beast entity residing within the loch is that of the account of St. Columba. St. Columba describes scaring off the water beast while visiting the Loch Ness. As a man was being buried close to the loch, the water beast was observed attacking a man. Thereafter, the saint scared the water beast away. Though the information in this account is not conclusive with physical descriptions matching the Loch Ness monster, it is within the same area of modern-day sightings and could be of the same species. The first known modern recorded encounter with the creature was made sometime during the year 1871 or 1872. Unfortunately, the exact year and date is unknown due to unreliable information, but 100% certainty can be placed that the event happened as early as the beginning of October 1871 and as late as the end of October 1872. The event was reported by a man known only as Mr. D. Mackenzie. Mr. D. Mackenzie did not make his report of the creature until March 26, 1934, and so the written letter was not included in any formal investigations made at a later date by Rupert Gould. Mr. D. Mackenzie's written letter to Mr. Rupert Gould is as follows. I saw it around 1872 or 1871. I was on the rock above Abriachan, taking home bracken in October, when I saw what I took to be a log of wood coming across the loch. The water was very calm at the time. I expected it to go down the loch towards the northern end of Loch Ness, when it reached the middle of the loch. However, it suddenly appeared to come to life, and seemed to me to look exactly like an upturned boat, and went at great speed, wriggling and churning up the water in the direction of the castle. It was about 12 on a grand sunny day, so it was impossible for me to be mistaken. It was an animal of some sort, and I have told this same story to my friends long before the present monster became famous. Although this description fits the average account of the Loch Ness Monster, it was not the first description of the creature made to public awareness. Due to Mr. D. Mackenzie's late report, his encounter is viewed as one of the newer reports following the year 1933, the earliest year for which reports of the creature were made, and is not considered credible or reliable information, as it could have been swayed by public awareness of the creature, considering the large amount of time since its claimed sighting and the written report. No attempt was made by Rupert Gould to investigate whether other individuals would back up the claims of Mr. D. Mackenzie, as his letter tells, so no further information could be gathered from the report. The first recorded report made on the existence of the Loch Ness Monster that propelled the creature into popularity and mainstream news comes from a man known as George Spicer, of whom claimed to have encountered the Loch Ness Monster on the 22nd of July, 1933. George Spicer claimed that as he was driving home, along the east side of Loch Ness between Dawes and Foyers Hotel, he saw a creature described as having a long neck, a large body, a high back, no feet of any kind except webbed flippers where feet should have resided, no tail, and was carrying in its mouth a small lamb or animal of some kind. It was after this report and interview that the Loch Ness Monster came into mainstream popularity. Soon thereafter, other reports would come in of others claiming to have seen a creature, but were too scared to come forward, as they might have appeared to have been unreliable. The first report featuring physical evidence of the creature was that of Hugh Gray's photograph captured on the 12th of November in 1933. The first reliable sketch made of the creature was made by a man known as Arthur Grant, of whom sketched the creature after experiencing a personal sighting. This sighting occurred on the 5th of January in 1934. Arthur Grant claimed to have made the sighting as he had been riding his motorcycle near the area, along the road, on his way home at 1 a.m. He claimed to have hit a large creature that he undoubtedly believed looked strikingly similar to that of a small plesiosaur creature. Arthur Grant, 21 years old at the time, was a studying young veterinarian student, and so this immediately gave his story credence. He then sketched the creature of which has now become the iconic symbol of the Loch Ness Monster, with plesiosaur-like features. Prior to this sketch, many had assumed the Loch Ness Monster to have more closely resembled a massive eel, given the testimony of George Spicer. If the Arthur Grant story is entirely fictitious, the eel hypothesis might prove to be the prevailing shape of the Loch Ness Monster. The second report featuring physical evidence of the creature was the surgeon's photograph published on the 21st of April, 1934. The first report featuring physical video evidence of the creature was taken back on the 29th of May in 1938. A man by the name of G.E. Taylor, a tourist from South Africa, visited the location while on vacation. He had originally brought with him a 16mm color camera to film his trip, but while visiting the area of the loch, he witnessed a large creature swimming around in the distance. He then began to film the creature for more than 3 minutes with the 16mm color film camera and captured the first physical video evidence of the creature. Unfortunately, the video was acquired by Maurice Burton, a popular science writer of whom claimed to be researching the creature, and so was given the original film along with any copies. Maurice Burton then hid the film, never to be released anywhere. The reason for this move became obvious when he finally published his book. In his book, he only published one frame from the video that is regarded as the grainiest and lowest quality frame from the video, to claim it was nothing more than a hoax. However, video analysis proves the image to be evidence of a large creature, given the size of the waves, the distance of different objects, and the expected dimensions of the shot itself. This image supports the claims of a plesiosaur-like creature residing in the loch. Further evidence of a cover-up surrounding the creature comes from a recently posted letter found on the National Archives of Scotland, written by William Fraser, Chief Constable of Inverness Shire, on the 15th of August in 1938. The letter details a hidden development by the police to watch people of whom had claimed to have sighted the creature and to threaten them into submission and prevent them from gathering evidence. In the month of December in 1954, sonar imaging was gathered by a boating crew known as Rival 3. The team gathered data of a large object fitting the description of the Loch Ness Monster, following the fishing vessel at a depth of roughly 470 feet below the water. The object travelled more than 2,600 feet before sonar imaging of the creature was lost. Additional sonar efforts were inconclusive. In 2011, within the month of August on the 24th, Marcus Atkinson gathered additional sonar imaging of a 4-foot-wide unidentified object following the boat for 2 minutes at a depth of 75 feet below the water. All evidence and sonar detection ruled out any kind of small fish or seal. Those who have investigated the creature have said that given the tremendous amount of effort made by the local government, skeptics and other agencies to cover up the existence of the creature, the behavior points towards the most probable action that the creature is indeed real and fits the descriptions made apparent by Arthur Grant. Many witnesses and researchers into the Loch Ness Monster have made a number of interesting parallels with the Loch Ness Monster to that of the presumed to be extinct plesiosaur. Though many skeptics have rejected the idea that the plesiosaur would have survived a mass extinction event, the evidence for the survival of the species is a realistic interpretation. There are many species from the era, including shark species, that have survived this extinction-level event. Additionally, the plesiosaur species did not actively hunt and eat larger animals as originally believed, and evidence of stomach contents point towards the possibility of the plesiosaur being a bottom feeder, eating small fish, clams, snails and small squid that rested at the bottom of the sea. This eating habit would fit tremendously with the observed data of the creature resting near the bottom of the loch and maintaining a lower depth compared to other marine animals. Plesiosaur stomach contents have also shown evidence of devouring deep-sea vampire squid species. The vampire squid was originally believed to have gone extinct around the same time as the plesiosaur, as past theories of the plesiosaur believed it to be a shallow water creature. However, research now shows the vampire squid species is still alive and rests at much lower depths today. This could point evidence towards the consensus that the plesiosaur would not have faced extinction issues with a reliable food source. Additional theories hold the sentiment that the creature could potentially inhabit the loch at certain times of the year, if not less. This is due to the spawning theory. Many marine animals travel massive distances to spawn, of which could be a behavior the Loch Ness Monster is also displaying. This could point to evidence as to why sonar imaging has sporadic data, and that sightings never seem to persist for more than a month at a time. Given its potential carnivorous diet, it is more than expected that the Loch Ness Monster would have the physical capabilities of attacking and hurting any individual venturing too close to its native habitat. Antarctica, the frozen continent at the southernmost tip of the Earth, has long been shrouded in mystery and fascination. Despite its extreme and inhospitable conditions, it continues to captivate the human imagination. Antarctica remains one of the last unexplored frontiers on our planet. The vast expanse of ice and snow, along with its remote and isolated location, gives rise to a sense of adventure and curiosity. The idea that there could still be uncharted territories and hidden secrets waiting to be discovered fuels our fascination with this remote region. Recently, an individual shared a captivating photograph online suggesting that it depicts a mysterious structure emerging from the icy surface. The person who made this noteworthy discovery was compelled by the striking dissimilarity of the subject compared to its surroundings, prompting them to zoom in and capture several screenshots. The allure surrounding Antarctica lies in the recurring reports of peculiar findings gradually emerging from the vast ice sheet each year. Notably, some of these objects exhibit distinct sharp corners and edges, fueling speculations that they could be remnants of ancient civilizations. These fascinating occurrences have piqued the curiosity of numerous individuals, sparking further exploration and investigation into the secrets held within Antarctica's frozen landscape. According to one individual, there have been several intriguing findings in Antarctica. Surprisingly, extensive life forms have been discovered beneath the ice sheet, alongside evidence of ancient life. This leads the user to believe that it is only a matter of time before we unearth evidence indicating the presence of ancient humans in Antarctica and their involvement in the construction of large structures. Considering that humans have constructed significant architectural marvels on every other continent, it seems plausible that similar events may have unfolded in Antarctica. This opinion highlights the potential for further exploration and discovery on the icy continent. According to another user, there appears to be a conspicuous presence of a large structure emerging from the ice in Antarctica, and the lines visible do not resemble typical mountain formations present in the vicinity. It is worth noting that, as of now, authorities have asserted that there is no abnormal occurrence happening in Antarctica, and these images merely depict natural phenomena inherent to the region. However, despite these assertions, individuals continue to explore the Antarctic landscape with the hopes of uncovering something extraordinary. The existence of contrasting views and the persistent curiosity of users contribute to an ongoing discussion surrounding the potential discovery of peculiar phenomena in Antarctica. Antarctica holds a profound fascination for individuals due to its status as one of the most uncharted territories on Earth. With only a handful of brave explorers having set foot on this icy continent, it remains shrouded in mystery and invites further exploration. The allure stems from its untrodden paths, untouched landscapes, and mysterious discoveries that are made there each year. According to amateur researchers, there are reports suggesting that certain areas across Antarctica are experiencing ice melting, which is unveiling peculiar formations. This photograph has elicited diverse responses from viewers, with some speculating that the depicted structure resembles a massive fortress or megalith, while others propose the notion of it being the remnants of an ancient city. This has led to speculation that it could potentially serve as evidence of early human presence in Antarctica and their involvement in constructing substantial edifices. A perspective shared by one individual regarding these findings is to analyze the images as if they were taken in a different location, disregarding the fact that they were captured in Antarctica. This approach allows for alternate interpretations and perceptions. When you strip away the surrounding circumstances and imagine this scenario as a depiction of an ancient city, it evokes images of a lost civilization unearthed in a desolate desert. The frozen continent of Antarctica has yielded a myriad of intriguing discoveries in recent times, prompting us to contemplate the possibility of sending expeditions there to unravel the mysteries that lie hidden. Antarctica is dotted with various research stations, creating an ideal platform for further investigation. Undoubtedly, many individuals share the curiosity and eagerness to unravel the enigma surrounding these imprints of the past. There have been various perspectives and theories surrounding the intriguing discoveries made in Antarctica. While some suggest that these findings are not unprecedented, others argue that the distinctiveness lies in the level of detail that can be observed. Additionally, an alternative viewpoint proposes that during specific historical periods, certain nations ventured to distant lands to establish strategic structures for military advantage. In this context, some speculate that humans might have been responsible for constructing such edifices during the early stages of their explorations in Antarctica. Through a comprehensive examination, it becomes evident that numerous interpretations exist, underscoring the depth and complexity of the subject matter. According to critics, the occurrence of such discoveries is not uncommon, and the objects that people perceive as mysterious objects buried beneath the snow are simply gaps or depressions in the icy surface. These skeptics argue that when the surrounding ice melts, it can create an optical illusion, making it appear as though something significant lies hidden below. The question of how ancient civilizations could have theoretically reached Antarctica is a topic that combines historical speculation, archaeological inquiry, and the exploration of human capabilities. While it remains a subject of debate and conjecture, examining the potential pathways that might have led ancient societies to this remote continent offers insights into the creative ways human ingenuity and exploration could have transcended geographic barriers. One of the most widely considered scenarios is that ancient civilizations possessed maritime technologies that allowed them to navigate across vast oceans. Seafaring cultures, such as the Polynesians, Egyptians, Phoenicians, and even ancient Greeks, demonstrated remarkable prowess in navigating open waters. It's possible that ancient mariners could have ventured beyond known coastlines and discovered Antarctica through oceanic exploration. During periods of glaciation, sea levels were significantly lower due to the accumulation of ice on continental landmasses. This could have exposed land bridges or shallower waters that allowed for easier passage to Antarctica from other continents. Ancient cultures might have taken advantage of these Ice Age conditions to journey to the frozen continent. Ancient civilizations developed impressive mapping and navigation techniques that relied on celestial observations, stars, and landmarks. By plotting their courses using these methods, skilled navigators could have embarked on long voyages across open waters, reaching destinations that might have initially seemed out of reach. It's plausible that ancient civilizations possessed knowledge and records that have been lost to time. These might have contained information about navigation routes, geographical details, or accounts of exploratory journeys. The destruction of libraries, the decay of perishable records, or the suppression of knowledge could have erased evidence of ancient encounters with Antarctica. Human migration and cultural exchange have been integral to the development of societies throughout history. The interconnectedness of ancient civilizations through trade routes, diplomatic missions, and shared knowledge could have facilitated the transmission of information about distant lands, including Antarctica. Stories, myths, or legends could have sparked curiosity and exploration. Ancient civilizations displayed remarkable technological innovation in various fields. The construction of impressive structures, advanced metallurgy, and navigation techniques indicate the potential for developing technologies capable of supporting distant explorations. Ingenious solutions to challenges, such as navigation, food preservation, and shelter, could have enabled expeditions to Antarctica. Ancient societies often engaged in exploratory missions driven by religious, cultural, or economic motivations. The search for resources, the quest for new territories, or the pursuit of sacred sites could have compelled explorers to venture into unfamiliar and harsh terrains, including Antarctica. The Earth's climate has undergone significant changes throughout history. Ancient civilizations could have adapted to shifting climates and exploited opportunities presented by altering landscapes.
Police drone finds fugitive who has been living in a cave for 17 years. When we hear of a missing person, our instinct is to feel disappointment, concern, and as much sympathy we can muster for who we assume is the victim. This case might turn your opinions on its head, as not every missing person has been kidnapped, held hostage, or hidden away against their will. In fact, Song Mujiang was searched for by many for 17 years, though he certainly did not want to be found. Mujiang is a fugitive, on the run, and had tucked himself away from the sights of law enforcement. Mujiang was arrested several years ago with human trafficking charges but escaped and stayed hidden for 17 years in a secret cave. The Yongshan County Police were successful in finding the man after they employed a drone to help them out. It was reported that about a month before they found Mujiang, a group of people searching for him received a tip pointing them in the right direction to the mountain range sat just beside his hometown. This tip significantly helped to propel the search for Mujiang further. The mission initially started on foot, looking for Mujiang by making their way through the mountain range. However, working through the dense network of plants, wildlife, and different foliage did not make for a simple hike. Mujiang had plenty of time to work his way through to a cave, and the wildlife plenty of time to keep growing after his way through. So the team were met with a hefty challenge with the parts of the mountain areas that were a little trickier to access. That is where the drone comes in. This difficult terrain was not going to halt the search of this fugitive, as the team sent a drone to search the area. It was 5 hours of flying the drone and letting it scan the area before something unusual was spotted. Upon first inspection, the team thought they had spotted some blue tile, which certainly looked more than a little out of place amongst the greenery. Between the remote location and the unusual colours, the team thought they might have found Mujiang in some sort of seemingly improvised DIY shelter. After this first sighting, the team took a closer glance. This is when they noticed traces of activity and domestic garbage. Now they had confirmed there was someone living in this space. Combined with the tip that Mujiang was in the area, the difficult and treacherous hour-long hike was well worth the journey. Police approached the cave from 3 separate groups before they found Mujiang in the rubbish-filled cave, spanning 22 square feet. Not only was Mujiang living in barely habitable conditions, but the fugitive had also lost some of his ability to communicate following so much time in isolation. Since this recapture effort in 2019, Mujiang has been sent back to prison after 17 years, hiding out just behind his hometown. Scientists discover lost city deep in the ocean. In the past, you have probably heard of the lost city of Atlantis. Well, what if I told you that we have actually discovered it? Maybe it's not really the lost city of Atlantis, but it is just as intriguing. Deep in the Atlantic Ocean, on a seafloor mountain called Atlantis Massive, researchers discovered in the year 2000 a massive and highly active group of hydrothermal vents. The area is filled with white spires jutting into the dark waters above and hosts some of the most interesting activities on the planet. The vents at Lost City produce methane and hydrogen abiotically. Usually, these simple molecules are produced by living creatures, but due to the presence of a chemical called olivine, the Lost City is able to create them by itself. When coming in contact with water, olivine sets off a chemical reaction, serpentinization, which allows the area to produce hydrogen and methane without the help of any living organisms. The presence of olivine in the area is thought to be because it is at the intersection of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and the Atlantic Transform Fault, making the Earth's olivine-rich mantle much closer to the surface of the seafloor than usual. Unlike other hydrothermal vents, the Lost City hydrothermal field produces very alkaline white smoke from its chimneys. This starkly contrasts black smoke vents, which produce acidic black smoke. Because the Lost City is not fueled by the heat of volcanic activity, the serpentinization reaction, however, is exothermic, which means it releases heat, making the surrounding water heat up to between 90 and 140 degrees Celsius. Much cooler than that of black smokers, but still warm compared to the rest of the ocean. Since it is not reliant on the whims of fickle tectonic activity, Lost City is a very old group of hydrothermal vents dating back about 120,000 years. Scientists believe that since hydrothermal vents like Lost City produce hydrogen and simple hydrocarbons like methane, it may actually be key to the origins of life. All living things known to man subsist off of hydrocarbons and other organic molecules, so it makes sense that the earliest life forms on Earth would need an abiotic source of these chemicals. Lost City is teeming with microbial life that feeds on these molecules, showing us what it may have been like those hundreds of millions or billions of years ago when life began on our wonderful planet. An interstellar object that crashed into the ocean in 2014. On January 8, 2014, something incredible and almost unbelievable happened. a small meteorite belonging to another star system crashed into the Pacific Ocean. It struck the atmosphere about 100 miles off the coast of Papua New Guinea, deep into the dark of night. It had the energy equivalent of about 120 tons of TNT, and while that might sound like a lot, a good comparison to note is that it really was about 1% of the energy of the Hiroshima device. There was no known witnesses confirmed to have seen the crash. The meteorite was dubbed Cenios 2014-0108. It has recently been confirmed to be the first interstellar object ever discovered within our solar system. Amir Siraj, who is an astrophysicist at Harvard University, has been studying the meteorite since it was first discovered. It was travelling at 37.2 miles per second relative to the Sun, which is too fast for any object belonging to our solar system, which would be bound to the Sun's gravity to at least some extent and therefore travel at a slower rate. Now Siraj and his colleagues are gearing up to do what has never been done before. Not only are they going to dive into the deep waters of the ocean to retrieve fragments of the meteorite, but should their mission be successful, they will be the first to ever examine an interstellar object so closely. The operation is meant to be undertaken with the use of a magnetic sled the size of a king-sized bed on a long-line winch that would be dragged along the seabed. The hope is that tiny fragments of the meteorite will be attracted to the magnet and caught. This expedition, however, is estimated to cost $1.6 million, and Siraj and his colleagues are still working towards gathering that amount. So far, they have raised $500,000. Because of this, it is still unknown when the project will be started. For now, we can wait impatiently to reap the results of finding and examining something that travelled far and wide across solar systems to reach us. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.